Hello, this will be an in-depth guide to Monk Lord. I'll show how to deal with some common scenarios and how to recover if something goes wrong. Keep in mind that this guide only covers 6-0 tactics, but most general rules still apply if you're playing 3-3 tactics. As you enter the Monk Trench, pay attention to the Monk Lord patrol. If the group is still on the way down towards you, you will need to wait a bit for it. You can use this to your advantage by placing your SOH early around where you pop the trench to make it recharge faster. These few seconds of faster recharge will come in handy in just a moment. At this point, make it a habit to check the positioning of the Monk Lord and assess whether or not you'll need to pop hungers. It's important to plan ahead. If you think you may need to walk into the pit and spawn the hungers, don't be greedy and wait for the patrol if needed. You can now use your SOH again to easily separate the Monk Lord from the other casters in the Lord pit. Place your stance at a decent distance from the Lord, just inside spirit range is good, and cancel it while your arrow is in the air. Use a flat bow to get a longer flight time coupled with faster attack speed. This time, as in popping the trench, the Monk Lord patrol is already on the way up. That means I don't have time to use SOH twice, and have to hurry to pull the Lord without aggroing it. If you want, you can use recall on a ghost in this scenario. I prefer to do my pull without that. If the caster group doesn't break to distance like in this run, you can easily drop aggro by recalling the MLK. If you are doing a Gloom start, there is no need to pop Gloom Trench before Monk Lord. With a normal timing from Derville, the Monk Lord patrol will always be in an awful spot in this scenario. Because of that, it can be worth taking Shadow Walk on your bar for Gloom starts. Sidewalk during the pull to make the tormentors follow you. When the area is clear, stance out and pull the Monk Lord. In this scenario, the group on Derville is too close to let me run in between them and the casters. To avoid bringing the group into the trench and potentially onto the MLK, DC up to the casters. Take care to break them properly as you stance out, or they will aggro your MLK. After killing the Lord, pull away the casters with a recall to let the MLK pass. Here I can see that the Monk Lord is standing just behind the rock, and thus I won't be able to bow him. That means I have to run into the Lord pit, which spawns a group of hungers. To make the pull safer, you can place a stance just outside the pit, by this corner. It's not required, but gives you some extra distance during the pull. Walk the Lord up to the entrance and use Haas to heal. Be careful with your show steps so as to not break the Lord. If you have an SOH up, you can also use DC to heal before cancelling it for some extra health. At the end of the pull, die and tell your MLK to res you when the Lord is out of chain aggro range. Note that after killing the Monk Lord, you won't be getting experience until the cave spike. Therefore you can save the DP generated here for extra safety, as it will let you seal multiple times. An important mechanic to be aware of in DoA is that if a group has a single patrol destination, the group will not return to its original position if aggroed after finishing this patrol. An example of this is the enemies that spawn when you pop the trenches. But it also applies to these hungers that spawn when you run into the Lord Pit. Should you fail to properly pull the Monk Lord on the first try after popping hungers, you'll need to separate them from the Lord. To do this, recall the MLK and tell them to stand in the area where they will kill the Lord. Aggro the enemies and walk sideways. When the Lord is pulled out, start running at full speed to break it. Once they are separated, recall out and bow the Lord. The hungers will remain standing where you pulled them. Here's the scenario where I had to go back to rest the MLK, which means I am late to pull the Monk Lord before the patrol. The delay means the team is taking 6-0 as soon as we kill the Monk Lord, forcing me to go Backway to not interfere with their pull. There are many ways to do this, and I will show one that is both fast and safe. Delay your DC a bit to let the melees come closer. But don't wait too long, because the fiends will use choking gas. If you have summoning sickness, you can still use this method, but you will have to pull the group to the NPC at the start of Gloom to break it. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions or comments. See you.